Hello everyone, welcome back to Close to Be Milkshake. I'm your host along with support puppet, Mr. Chicken. Yes. Today we're going to talk about love, perfect love, that narcissistic people, narcissists and psychopaths, why they are unable to bond. Okay, and have the perfect love that the narcissistic person is always searching for. I am diagnosed with both, so I'm going to deep dive into the different categories of this and try to make some sense of how my mind operates, because I don't know these things, okay? I had to go through so many books, videos, self-reflection, my own experiences, after reading these goddamn things, just so I can try to put two and two together. And let me tell you this, even though I do find out all of this education, it doesn't stop me from doing these things. Okay, it doesn't matter. I've been studying these things for years, all these different categories about myself, even before and after I was diagnosed. It's not stopping. Okay, so I just want to let you know that, so you don't think that you have any control over somebody like me, whether it's some sort of calculated manipulation or authentic feelings. Okay, it's not going to change me. There are things that can lessen my anxiety, but the core issues and stuff. So stop trying to kill yourself. Okay, all right. So narcissists and psychopaths have trouble bonding. Their traits are often adaptations to early relational wounding. This is the fucked up attachment styles that we get when we are kids, whether they are fearful, avoidant, dismissive avoidant, or disorganized, which, is can be both avoidant and anxious, or even anxious attachment styles. Because growing up, it was never secure. It was like, what am I gonna get day to day, or even minute to minute in growing in this household, right? And it's not like our parents did this to us on purpose when we were babies. They don't know how to be parents. I don't think anybody really knows. We just kind of wing it and fuck you. Okay. All right. So love equals danger. So they traded authentic connection, the narcissist and psychopath, for control and image. So the narcissistic side, give me attention and make me feel good about myself. As you're going to see, and a lot of longtime viewers know, narcissism is about self-esteem regulation, okay? For psychopaths, they often suppress emotions altogether, having learned or neurologically developed to operate without emotional resonance for safety and advantage. Now, I have used this safety feature when I've been betrayed. This is probably something that narcissistic people do when, when we talk about the light switch going off, having feelings for you, or whatever they are, the mirrored feelings back to us, right? We have to have you see the perfect image of us. And when that starts to crumble, then we shut off our feelings. I am not saying that all narcissistic people do that. I do that. And I know Lee from Mental Illness, he does this too. Okay, he has said it. He said it. Okay. So you can't deeply bond when your nervous system is scanning for threats. Okay. Narcissists and psychopaths have impaired emotional empathy. They have cognitive empathy, but can't feel your emotions. Now, I think that narcissists can tap into their own memories and mistaken shared experiences as bonding. Okay, you can see this in trauma bond things when a narcissistic person and borderline person, you know, I know that the narcissistic person kind of takes on this parental role and wants to take care of the borderline person. I do know that two really dark people, they can share, you know, yeah, me too. And then you feel like you have this sort of bond going down. But of course, we can fake bonding and mirror your emotions when useful. So, you know, consciously, if we are trying to get something from you, we know what we're doing. But there is an unconscious aspect, you know, when we really believe that we're falling for somebody, you know, and it becomes very confusing, and sometimes we can be dysregulated. Narcissists and psychopaths use control to replace intimacy. So a narcissist uses relationships to regulate their self-worth, and a psychopath uses relationships to relieve boredom. Okay? And I'm not saying that, you know, psychopathic people don't find you interesting or whatever. Yeah, they can see a vulnerable prey, you know, fuck with you for fun to relieve their boredom, you know, and some will actually dig the person that they're with and everything. And I don't know for sure. I'm still trying to tap into my shit and figure things out. Because it's really confusing up here. Because even though, you know, you want to get close with somebody, it's almost like there's this invisible barrier and you just can't do it. Or you cannot receive, love and light, or, the walls are just built up too high, too dense, that you're not going to let anything get in to harm you. And then, like I said, sometimes there are those times where we delude ourselves and think that we can have some sort of fucking bond, and then you fuck it up. In our mind, you're fucking it up. Okay? And then the light switch goes off. And then, why am I with this person? And then it becomes more calculated. I have to be getting something from this person to stay here. Otherwise, I'm fucking out. If I'm getting nothing, there's no reason to stay if I'm not getting anything. Okay? Authentic bonding requires surrender, not domination, not seduction, not scripting, just presence. That's terrifying when your self feels unworthy or unreal without control. Okay, are you with me so far? Narcissists and psychopaths have a shame barrier. Beneath the grandiose or coldness is usually a shame wound so intense, bonding would require showing it. And as you know, that ain't happening, okay? A narcissist believes you will hurt them, leave them, or humiliate them if you saw behind the mask. Now, to me, my mask felt like part of me. Okay? It's not I know that I can be fake and everything, like going out there or acting happy when you don't want to be happy, and just regular bullshit, right? I believe that everybody does that, you know? So you have to really be be very insightful of what's happening inside of you to know that you're hiding any mushy center. For me, I feel like I was on the colder side of the spectrum, to where I did not have that. I did not have any shame. I did not have nothing. It was always just blinders on. It's my way or the highway. Get out of my way. There's nothing to hide here. It's just all dark and empty. Darth Vader is flying through there with a Death Star. Okay? A psychopath can't trust you, or they will lose the power they've built to never feel that helpless again. In childhood, of course. Yes, this is what I believe is going on inside of myself. You're betrayed all the time. You cannot bond with your original caregivers. And then it just becomes, I don't know, it's like you're just a walking shell. You know, it's this robotic thing, you know, the uncanny valley or whatever, and you're just faking all the time. But the fake feels normal. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, so it's better to keep others at arm's length emotionally and sometimes physically. And discards will happen if you can't see me the way I see my false self, or when the image I had of you crumbles. Of course, I don't see you. I see what you can provide for me. So if you're not providing that, why am I here? You know? And please don't take it personally, as in, oh, I gotta do better, because let me tell you what, you having to perform all the time is going to be exhausting for you. Okay? I've had partners to where I was fucking exhausted performing for them, and I had partners that are, exhausted having to keep up with, keeping me not bored, because shit happens when I'm fucking bored. Okay? And it's not like, yeah, it is your fault. In my head, I do believe that it's your fucking fault, but it's not your fault. My brain, it's missing the component that, keeps me satisfied. All right? So masks don't bond, they perform. Narcissists and psychopaths are emotionally numb or dysregulated. So a narcissist feels too much but can't regulate it. Usually this is negative emotions, okay? It's not like a borderline where it's sad, depressed, up, down, happy, and you're like, what the fuck? Who are you today or this minute or whatever? It's usually a narcissistic person has a lot of negative emotions that they feel about themselves that are being projected outward onto you or the environment, work, friends, whatever, family, children, okay? Mr. Chicken's safe though. Mr. Chicken's safe. I don't do anything to you. He's masking up today. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. Okay? All right. Psychopaths feel too little, so flat and dead inside. Okay? And I'll blame you for losing or not having positive emotions. So say you do fucking make me happy, for the micro speck of time that I can hold that happiness in or whatever. And if it's not happening all the time, it's your fault. It's your fault. You fucking suck. You're not good enough for me. Get out of here. Being around you, remember, it's not your fault. Being around you makes me feel bad about myself, or I just fucking hate you for, why aren't you bringing me joy? Why aren't you bringing me joy? Okay? And it's very important if, narcissistic people, psychopathic people do actually pair bond with their partners and do things together, and create at least some sense of togetherness, you know, like building projects together. You know, they always say go and fucking build something at IKEA together, whatever it is. I forget it. I was going to get this project or whatever and do it with an ex, and you know, it didn't work out because you know, it's like I need a lot more than this person can give me. So, and if they are not capable, then what's the fucking point? You know, be friends. You know, there's no point. So lastly, trauma bonds are not real bonds, as we know. Narcissists and psychopaths may form trauma bonds because they are addictive, high drama connections based on push and pull dynamics. These feel intense and very soulmatey, but they're not secure attachments. And let me tell you what, we don't give a fuck. We're not looking for secure attachments. We're looking for excitement, especially psychopathic people who are bored all the fucking time. It feels like death. It's just nothingness. You know, peace fucking sucks. So, you know, if somebody's like, oh, I just want peace in my life, it's like, I'm not for you, dude. I'm not for you. I can't do, no. It's all over the place up here. And I can't contain it. I can't contain it. It doesn't mean that I'm trying to cause chaos in you, but we need to, you know, do shit, or, you know, tell me I'm pretty. Make me feel fucking good about myself. Okay? All right. Narcissists and psychopaths were never taught how to bond, or they were punished for trying. Underneath the dysfunction is usually a scared, disconnected inner child still hiding under armor that once saved them. So even though that we, you know, have our protective, whatever the fuck, it could be, you know, I used to have this monster. I used to call it a monster, you know. It would hang out right behind me, and it would tell me how to react, how to behave, tell me, my paranoid little monster, what this person is thinking and feeling, and, you know, reading you like a book and all this other shit. Anyways, as I got older, I feel like it integrated with me like venom. So it's not outside of myself, it is inside of myself. We are one. That's how I feel, okay? All right. So, when you say to your people, or to me, you know, or to on any channel, it was all a lie. It was all a lie. You're right. It is all a lie, but the lie is being hidden from us too. And this is, you know, the tragedy, you know, the shared fantasy, right? And what sucks is you feel like this time with this person, I have found true love. And then when it doesn't work out, it's, of course, you are either to blamed, or I will feel humiliated that I even thought that fantasy bullshit again. And it can't, I don't know how to stop it. I just don't. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.